Alrighty, welcome to the College Football Mafia Big Freaking Friday Show. I'm your host, Nathan Bomber Brown, and with me is the leopard himself, Moen. How are we doing tonight, Moen?
Doing well. Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay.
I want to show everybody my new shot glass.
Okay, go.
New shot glass, everybody. Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech. So
Georgia Tech.
if you're getting started, and you're scoring at home, Georgia Tech already is 1-0 against the field as we start another weekending Friday night show on the College Football Mafia Network. We will be having some guests. Obviously, we're expecting the Wild Ute. He will be joining us, and we'll be discussing news of the day, probably some of the same news that you guys have been tracking all week. We hope to cover those things and give you some unique insight, obviously, give you things to think about, and then hopefully give you areas of query that you could go out and find out more information on yourself if you don't want to take our words for it. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight, Friday night. Please make sure you follow us all on Twitter. That includes the guests that come and go. And then also subscribe on YouTube. Make sure that you turn on your notifications, both on YouTube and on Twitter. A lot of people don't know there are even notifications on Twitter, but there are. There's a little bell on each profile. If you click that, you have different options, different notification settings. It's really, really cool. And then on top of that, obviously, we have members to the College Football Mafia Network. I'm going to run that video so you know how to get that. And then we'll move right along.
Want to become a member of the College Football Mafia family? Simply select the Join button from our homepage. There are several options with their own unique benefits to choose from. You can also set yourself to auto-accept gifted membership by selecting the gift settings options as shown.
I love that. That gift settings is really important, everybody, because with those gift memberships come certain attributes and certain access to things. As I was looking at the wrong YouTube page. Really quick, let me bring our YouTube page up and I'll kind of show you what our library looks like so you have ideas of what you're actually getting as a member of the College Football Mafia Network. Let me bring that up really quick. I grabbed the wrong screen, so I apologize for that background noise a second ago. All right, here we go. So this is the main College Football Mafia page, and here's that little join button that was just in the video before. I don't understand why YouTube won't let us do more with that. It should be sparkling. It should look like the star if you're playing Super Mario Brothers. I don't know, but it's hidden right there. The join button. You click that, and that's where you get to your different membership levels. Soldier, Wise Guy, and Capo. We have some really good membership benefits. You can see all those. We won't run through all those tonight. But I really wanted, real quick, wanted to show everybody kind of what they're getting as a member. You have access to videos. Right now, Moen Rants is the one that's kind of being highlighted. Moen Rants, So Long, Gentleman Jack. What was that all about, Moen?
That was just me doing a friendly goodbye to Jack Swarbrick.
Okay, I love that. That's very important. And then, of course, if you hit the live tab, you get the videos that we currently have in our live library, including this one right here, which is the one that we're doing tonight. What was the inspiration for this thumbnail, Moen?
I found an AI tool I liked, and I kept messing around with it. So,
what are we looking at here?
Super League Fatigue and Dueling Rulings.
Super League Fatigue, and I think there is a real fatigue, and Dueling Rulings. All right, we'll get to that in just a second. On top of that, I want to show the videos that are accessed by members and non-members alike. We have the Wild Ute University videos, the Coos Corner videos. He's given us two, and he's working on a third that he's going to be adding to our library. Ute and Moen were over on, I'm going to bring us back up for a second. You guys were over on Coos Corner last night. We don't have that video because it's an exclusive on Coos Corner. What did you guys talk about?
Talked about Notre Dame, whiskey, several things. West Virginia.
We talked Virginia.
But it was mostly about Notre Dame and why we think Ute and I took the position that Notre Dame will join a conference, and Justin Coos thinks that they will not, that they will
All right.
remain independent.
I know that was recorded last night. I didn't catch it today, so I'm not sure if it's out of production yet. But we encourage everybody. Coos Corner is a partner to the show. Everybody go to his channel, subscribe, and then watch the videos that he's got up. Very, very good in the short video form, and we appreciate him being a partner to our College Football Mafia network. Really quick, let me add one more thing, and that would be these videos that get locked up right now. There's the Moen rants. I thought we had another one that was locked up, Moen.
It was till today at 2 p.m.
All right, and which one was that?
Wild Ute University should the Big 12 add Oregon State and Washington.
That's right, and that's the one that I've been not debating, but discussing with some people on YouTube today. Sorry, on Twitter tonight. I realize that some people might not like the information that comes out of them. Ute is an analyst by trade, so I would just say that while you might not prefer to what the data says, I don't know anybody that can argue with his actual analytics. There is the outstanding question to all our videos: Wild Ute University, Moen rants, question mark school to a question mark conference. All those are based on stats that are publicly driven. They're out there. They're Sportico. I can't even remember all the names. If you was here, he could tell you. But they're out in the etherverse, and they're waiting for people to use them. We do videos that are then re-looked at, and we find out, oh, there's more data. When that happens, we set the record straight. Ute's already done it a couple times on videos that he's created, and we're not afraid of saying oops, or because it's not really a mistake, it's just additional data saying, oh, it's a good time to sort of revisit those things as they come up. So you want to add anything to that, Moen?
Yeah, I just want to plug a new members only video series I'm starting called Timeline. It's a look at alternative history if things happened a certain way where we might be today.
Right.
And, the first one coming up is Notre Dame. If Notre Dame takes the Big 12 threat seriously, the Big 12 was the first super conference, for those of us old enough to remember.
Right.
And Oklahoma joined with Nebraska.
Yep.
What if Notre Dame took that as a legitimate threat and joined the Big 10?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Looking back at it, looking forward at it, alternatively, you'd still have a Pac. In my view, you would still have a Pac-12. You'd still have an SEC. You'd still have a Big 12, and you'd still have a Big 10 with no overlap in states.
I'm waiting for your video on if BYU joined the Pac-12 back in the 80s.
That's part of it. That's
If
part
they
of it. They don't
joined
make it
right
in the 80s, but in the 90s. Yeah.
Okay, one of them. Yeah. Like I have the sports. I still need to go and find that in my trunk from when I was a kid. I have one of the SIs that has the cover. Should BYU join the Pac-12, and that was in '86, I think. So it's been out there for a long, long time. And
Yep.
in an alternate timeline, I agree with you. I not only do I believe there's no overlap, but I think the regionality is really codified and super strong. And
Yes.
you don't have to have national conferences because you go from east to west, just follow the sun, and it naturally tracks. There's none of this cross competition. Anyway, I agree with you. I'm looking forward to that video. If you need help with that, please let me know. I'm happy to either help myself or I can find resources for you as well. All right. So I think we've covered the Wild Ute University videos, the Coos Corner videos, the Moen Rants videos. And one more time, it's going to be Timeline.
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 We're calling it Timeline.
And do you have an anticipated release schedule for when those might begin?
Within the next week, I'm still working on the slides because
Okay.
I go in depth. Notre Dame wins a couple national championships under this scenario.
I agree with you. With all the advantages they've had over the years, they should have won more. It's remarkable they haven't. All right. Well, if that's it, I think we've done most of our business. I think right now what we're going to do is run through who's here. This battery of fans that are watching us right now, joining us on a Friday night. We appreciate your loyalty and being here. Really quick, Moen, before I get into shout outs, do you want to explain to everybody what the gift memberships are?
Yeah, I can real quick. If you just go on the little cash symbol like I'm going to do right now, go to membership gifting. You can gift memberships to people, which I'm going to gift 5 right now.
5. You're giving 5 gift memberships. Woot, woot, woot. I love to hear
And
that.
those memberships went to Joaquin Morales, Gary Chadwick, Chris Evans, Jamie Thornton, and Clay Johansson. You guys can have those. Those are courtesy of the College Football Mafia. Those are our promo memberships that we get at the beginning of each month. By all means, run over there and watch that newest episode of Moen Rants. I know Utes working on Louisville to the Big 12, and then I will have Timeline, the arms race of 1995 here shortly.
That's so
The
fantastic.
arms race.
That was when Ute was like in kindergarten, I think. Something like
The
that.
arms race of what year?
1995.
1995. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just teasing you, Ute. Welcome to the show, originator and I would call him creator in chief. How we doing tonight, Wild Ute?
I'm doing great tonight. Happy freaking Friday.
Happy
What's
freaking
up, guys?
Friday.
What's
That-
up, community?
that's
How
right.
you guys doing out
You like
there?
my Georgia Tech shot glass?
Georgia Tech shot
Oh
glass.
my! Wow. Is that a beer? That's a shot glass, Moen? You crazy man!
So just to follow up on those gift memberships that Moen just gave you, for one thing, we appreciate your loyalty. That's why we give those things out. We don't do it very often, but when we do, please know it comes from the heart. We love all the time and energy you give to us throughout the weeks, and we don't take it for granted. It's very, very important to us, and I want to make sure everybody knows what that's about and what's going on. Let's see here. And you already said who got those. So I want to encourage everybody, if you got a gift membership, thank the person in chat right away. Let them know. Right now, that's thank us. And then consider paying that forward, bringing other people into the College Football Mafia fold. It's really important. That's how we're going to grow our community. And if you have the means, it's always great if you can take that gift that you've been given and give it to somebody else. We always encourage that. And usually it leads to good things. I've heard crazy stories of people gifting memberships and then going out and winning the lottery and stuff. It's really good for them. Anyway, I'm just.
Well, I better go get a ticket, huh?
Seriously, wow, bomber.
One last thing, and then I'll get to shout outs. Want to give a quick plug to our new College Football Mafia Network Discord. We went through this last weekend with Rock and Rant, who built most of this. The guy's fantastic. Really one of the smartest people out there, especially in the Twitter and YouTube verse. But it's up and running. We have voice channels. We have dedicated text channels where people are arguing and having conversations. And then, of course, we have our voice channels you can jump into. I was in earlier today. We will do those sort of guest appearances into Discord quite often. I'll probably be doing it the most, but Moen and Ute are going to come in and give some time, a little bit each week, to come in there and give some people a chance to talk back. Let us know what you're thinking. Give us your ideas and suggestions for what we can do for the show. And then, of course, we'll just sit in these voice chats and just ramble. I was in there today, met with some old friends from video game days, and we just talked about nothing really important, but it's just fun being in a place where you're safe and you have people around you that are interested in the same things you are. I will post that permanent link. Let me see where that's at. Where
And
do I
in the
put
meantime,
that?
too, so Discord is not meant to replace YouTube at all. We're going to be posting everything on YouTube, all of our live shows, all of our content. It's just another avenue for us to have a conversation in this specific community and stuff, just to keep the conversation rolling. We're probably going to use Discord more than just communicating on Twitter. That's the difference here. That's the thing put in your mind. But this isn't a replacement for YouTube at all. We're going to continue being on YouTube.
Absolutely. Thank you for making that clear. That's absolutely very, very important. I'm going to take that off. Here's the link. This is the permanent link. Let me get back to looking at us. I'm going to put that link in the comment section. I encourage everybody to sign up. It is a free sign up. It takes about 3 minutes to create an account. It's just an email address. And then go to that link, and it'll take you right to our Discord page. After this show, if we end early, even 15 minutes, I might jump into Discord for a little bit and do an after show. I'm going to try to do those on Fridays. Obviously, Moen and Ute and anybody else that's on the show is invited. But after shows is what every show I'm going to be on will have an after show if I can at all help it. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Oh, what the heck? Coos Corner says, "What's up, Joaquin?" Joaquin's saying a shout out to Coos. So let's get to those shout outs right now. Good to have you, Coos. Ute, by the way, did you want to say anything about that time you spent with Coos last night?
Yeah, Coos. I love spending time with Coos. We recorded a video that's going to probably come out over the next few days. You could ask Coos when that video is going to be released. I had Moen too in the house, so it was all three of us talking about a fun topic you're all familiar with. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's going to be on Coos' platform, Coos' Corner.
I already spoiled it. You.
Yeah, Moen spoiled it a little bit.
Notre Dame.
Coos, of course, obviously always has an open invite. I will post that in our shared chat. I forgot to do that, Justin. I apologize. I thought I put it in there. Now I'm thinking about it. I left it out. So I will post that so you are always you're always invited, Justin. Don't ever think just because I haven't sent you directly the link that for some reason you're not invited. You're always invited if you have the time. There you go. I apologize for not doing that earlier. Okay, let's do some shout outs. Who do you think was first in the house tonight, guys?
Buckshot Kid.
That's right. Without even looking, we go right to Buckshot Kid saying, "Oh, hey, at the College Football Mafia. Thank you so much, Buckshot. He's not only one of our loyal members, he was one of the first people to sign up on Discord. Thank you very much for that, Buckshot." Then who is next? Oh, I don't know. College Football Mafia was next. That was me. Then we get to Joaquin Morales saying, greetings, College Football Mafia family. Smash that like button. Let's go. Thank you very much, Joaquin. Appreciate it. Good to see you here, man. Timothy Green says, "I love the thumbnail, guys. Now let's get ready for another great show." There you go, Moen. A little shout out for your thumbnail work. Another follow-up from Timothy Green. Also, I'd like to say I loved the Moen rant. That was awesome. Great job. There you go, Moen.
Thank you, Timothy. Just a reminder, that's not safe for work. Do not listen to that around small children or at work. Well, depending on what your kid's like. I mean, if you want them to grow up hating Notre Dame, let them listen to it. It's fine.
We are in technically, according to YouTube, we're not a children's channel, so we're a little safe there, but just letting people know adult language usually and maybe a little drinking depending on Moen's mood at the time. Nathan Campbell, who is a member, says, "Hi guys and guests." All right, well, our guests aren't here yet, so we'll have to see. We might not have any if nobody decides to drop in on us. That'll be okay though. Nathan also says hit the like button. Let's see. Here's a question from Nathan. Can somebody explain the court stuff that happened this week to me? Which one of you guys wants to cover that?
Yeah, Mon, why don't you summarize that if you can?
Yeah, the judge denied the motion to dismiss, but he acknowledged that they can keep most of the ESPN thing sealed, but they also have to open up some of it. So they're going to have to do a redacted public document by April 15th. Which should tell us more about what exactly the ESPN deal entails, but it's not going to tell us everything. It's still going to be, they're going to keep quite a bit of it sealed. So, and then we've got the Leon County case coming up Tuesday. Yep. So those are their arguments, that first arguments on that case on Tuesday. I don't expect that judge to rule for at least 2 weeks on it.
That's right. It's a hearing. That's right. Thank you for clearing that up, Mo. It's just a hearing. It's not a ruling. And that I would let everybody know the last two hearings, the information's leaked the night before. So it gives some people an indication of what might be coming in the hearing the next day. So I'd be on the lookout for that late Monday night and then into Tuesday when they actually have the hearing. We got another. What do we got, Moen? What is this?
Oh, we got a new member.
Larry
Andrick.
Winner.
Thank you much, Larry. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us as a new member. We encourage you to go watch those Wild Ute Coos Corner and Mo and Rant's videos and be smarter than your neighbor for at least a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Least
hold
for a
on.
few days.
I had to turn the volume up on the soundboard.
Go ahead.
Winner.
That's better.
There we go.
Yeah, you could even go
Beautiful.
a little louder if you wanted to.
A little
Mo.
louder? Okay.
Just a little, like a skosh.
Winner.
There you go. Perfect.
Perfect.
That's perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Larry. Hopefully enjoy that time watching our special videos. And then again, jump over to that Discord link and join us in Discord, be a part of the ongoing conversation that we have. It's going to be a lot of fun. As the community grows, believe me, you're going to enjoy your time there if you're off the button, as it were. All right, let's get back to some welcomes here. Let's see here. We were down here. We were down here. We're doing duplicates. Don't want to do that. Johnny Bard, FSU 91, says, I realized today that the future of college football offers the opportunity for across-the-board revenue sharing, but how that happens will surprise you. Mafia, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
All right, why don't you answer that after you take a drink?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. All right. So we're looking here and, okay, so maybe like I realized today, the future of college football offers the opportunity for across the board revenue sharing, but how that will happen will surprise you. It sounds like Johnny has got an idea that he's kind of pondering over here on how it can happen. I want to hear it too, because I'm a very big skeptic of really the idea of revenue sharing across the board. Like, why in the world would the top brands want to share with the lower brands, guys?
Right.
It boils down to that. In simplicity, this is how it goes. Why would I want to share my money with you or my resources, etc., when they don't need to, unless they're going to get forced into it by the courts? And I don't think that's going to happen. So I just don't think that has much legs. But I'm curious on what other folks think in the community. If there's if you think that there are legs to this, like, outline how an Ohio State would be sold to join up and be in essentially a super conference with a Wazoo and share the same revenue. That's what I would like to know. Yeah.
It's a good question. Johnny, what I would encourage you to do is send me a DM on Twitter or on Discord right now, because I know you're on Discord as well. Send me a DM, and if you want to, we'll bring you on the show tonight. We've asked people, we've invited people in the past, done an open call for people to come online and tell us kind of their ideas of how these things sort of change, even over time, because the three of us are a little confused on why the upper two conferences have any incentive to bite into their profit share to spread the wealth to the, basically everybody else. We can't come up with a reason why they would want to do that. Maybe there is one though. So it's an open invitation, Johnny. You don't have to do it, obviously, but letting you know when you post these kind of questions, we definitely try to answer them. So send me a DM on Twitter, on Discord, or in the comment section too. It's okay, but we might miss it in the comment section. That's all I'll say. That's a great question, though. Let's see. Kyle Visser says, Moen, are you live from a shoe store?
No, I changed the background to the jungle room.
Okay. All right.
The jungle room, yeah.
I like it. Shonsky, hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Shonsky, I sent you a text with a screen capture of my schedule for next Tuesday for our lunch date. It's actually in my schedule at work now. So I don't miss appointments on my calendar. So I think we're probably pretty good for that Tuesday meeting. Let's see here. Let's go farther down. Nathan Campbell using the key word saying to Bomber, Moen, can we all give the membership for me?
Oh, he wants to take credit for it. Okay, Nathan Campbell, we'll let you take credit for it.
There you go.
We'll pretend. We'll play pretend.
All right. Very good. West Virginia Earl. Good to see Earl. Evening. How is everyone? I think the three of us are doing pretty good.
Doing great tonight. Yeah.
Let's see here. And I'm getting poked. Let's see who's poking me here. Just to see. Johnny Bard, Bomber, I can explain on the Discord after show. So he's willing to explain his idea. If everybody will follow me, we'll explain that near the end of the show. We'll talk for a few minutes. And Johnny said that he'll tell everybody how he thinks that financing could work. So that's cool. That's instant reply. I really appreciate that. Let's see. King Spleen, another member, says, "Greetings. I do hereby instruct all individuals whom have read this, press the like button by order of the king." That would be
King Spleen. Give that soundboard there for
I
King
like
Spleen's
that.
great comment there.
I
Thank you,
love
King
it.
Spleen.
See?
That was legitness. Yeah, it was.
All right. I love that. Timothy Green again saying, absolutely love the outfit mowing. So we've got a bunch of those. Tony Lawson says besmirch.
What a great word, besmirch. I don't think I've ever
what,
seen that spelled before. I've heard it talked about, but
he's making fun of me because I said besmirch, and now he's throwing it back in my face. Let's see. Kerry Go Knowles, very active out in the social media, not just YouTube community. Yo, he says, Kerry, great to see you. Thank you for being a member, and continue to help us grow what we're doing here. We have Ty Kev. That is actually Ty Kev. I know that because Ty's been joining me in the Discord server. So nice to see you, Ty. Let's see, Patrick, Baylor University with Patrick. How we doing, Patrick? Good. We've missed you. It's been a minute. He says hi. See, John, another guy we've missed, says, "Oh snap, Jamiroquai in the house."
I will start doing the moves. Don't tempt me.
Are you guys
drinks in me? I'll start dancing.
How awesome is that I got that without missing a beat? Jamiroquai. Are you guys impressed?
I am impressed, actually. Yeah.
Rock Chalk 94 says, "Hey guys." Again, Joaquin Morales says, "Thank you, Moan. I appreciate you all and your great shows." All right, let's scroll down here. See if we have any more unique posts, and then we'll jump right into some topics. See Coos Corner, Joaquin, Rock Chalk. Oh boy, afternoon all from the one and only Sergeant Pickles. Good to have you here, Pickles. Love to see you. Mr. Monkey says, "Is monkey. I still don't understand that." Shonsky replies, "My understanding is that like in Ohio State can get their own TV deal outside of the TV deal there to produce more revenue. I think it's a great idea." Basically what he's saying is every school take back their own rights and merchandise them as an independent entity. Am I reading that right?
You must. Yeah. That's what it seems like.
Okay. Any thoughts or feedback on that from either of you guys?
If I'm a TV partner and I can get a Michigan Ohio State guaranteed game versus a Michigan Pitt game and stuff because it's a regional game, I'm going to want that Michigan Ohio State game. Like that's just a simple example, but you could apply that elsewhere around the country. I just think media partners wouldn't pay for it, guys, like they're paying for the current Big Ten deal. I just don't see it at all.
It's definitely more expensive if you break it out per school. There's no doubt about it.
It's way more expensive, right?
Yeah, it really is. Mo, you want to add anything to that?
No, Ohio State could do that, but they won't.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see, Francois Dillinger. Are you new to the channel? I hope you are, Francois. If you're a new viewer, we really, really appreciate that.
Yabba dabba do.
Oh, hell yeah.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for, is these sounders. Thank you, Moen. Glad to have you here, Francois. Consider becoming a member of the College Football Mafia family. We really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the show. Coos Corner says, "So they really don't care about the future of the sport then? That's what irritates me about Sankey." That's the SEC. He's Greg Sanctimonious. You guys want to add anything to that comment from?
Can't spell Sankey without snake.
Okay. There we go. The shot out of the dark. Friends Call Me Sean, another one of our members, longtime member, says, "Nice G5 Super League convo this afternoon." Everybody was talking about that on Twitter. Is there any benefit to the also rans all getting together and doing their own thing? I've been saying for months and months and months after the Big 12 moves that they should just bite the bullet and just do their own thing. Just break away from the power leagues. They can still do cross games, the money games like Ohio State does for Marshall or whoever it is. I'm just making that up. But they still do the money games, but when it comes to the real football competition, it's in that subdivision. I've been saying that for a long. That's not new. What do you guys think about this? This sort of raised this up when this article came out during the week, which we're going to lead with in just a second. This discussion about the super leagues. I guess just sit on that. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
Yeah, let's segue into this.
Okay. All right. A couple more things. Pat Crow, where's Immaculate? Immaculate's off doing other things. He's using his skills and talents for other things. We do miss him though. Now Nathan Campbell says, Bomber, could you see a step down revenue sharing? Possible. I don't think
step down revenue sharing. That's an interesting idea. That's a good idea, actually. Unequal revenue sharing and like in a big pot of money and stuff to make this thing work. That's we're getting closer now on how it could work, and then like how would the unequal revenue sharing actually function though, and who would get the big portions of it, and who would get the limited portions? Would it just be based on your viewership?
Right.
It would get kind of complicated, but there is like some real momentum I could see behind something like that.
We'll have to consider that. Maybe put that into some of our calculus. I like the idea of breaking out and thinking of other things. Antoine Coates, one of the smartest people out there, says, hello all. Good to have you here, Antoine. And just a couple more shout outs and they'll jump right into the Super League conversation. Bob Swinger, a new member, says, good evening, everyone. Let's see, Coos Corner says, well said, Moen. Mr. Monkey says, if I can bring it up, says, monkey, see no, hear no, speak no evil monkeys, or it's just random nonsense. I like a guy who can look in the mirror and admit stuff like that.
Mr. Monkey is always clever. Yes, always clever.
Absolutely. And then the last one, and then we'll get into our topics. First topic, Nathan Campbell says, you're the financial guy. I hope he's talking to you, Ute, because it's definitely not me.
Maybe.
All right. All right. Let's get to our first topic. I actually haven't built the banner, but we'll jump into it, and then I will put the banner up. We're going to talk about, let me just put it here. What about this Super League idea? Is it 20 teams or bust? Here we go. So that's going to be the question, and I'm going to put it big so everybody sees it and nobody thinks we're talking about anything else. So topic number one, starting tonight, we're going to go with Super League and the discussion around the article is Super League, not 20 teams, 80 teams. It's actually what that's supposed to say. I corrected myself quick. And how that would break out, just so everybody knows. It might seem like a great idea, but it didn't have the support of who, Moen?
The SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12. Most conferences didn't seem to appreciate the idea, and I completely understand why.
Yeah, so what do we take by the fact that the West Virginia president, for instance, helped co-write that, or at least contributed to that article?
Well, all due respect to West Virginia, I love the university, but E. Gordon Gee's an idiot. So I wasn't shocked that he co-wrote it. He's done a terrible job at West Virginia. I wish they had better, more competent leadership down there, but they have to learn their lesson the same way Ohio State did.
Right. Very good. What do you think? What's first off the top of your head there?
Yeah, this is so preliminary. Like, I mean, it's funny how like you get these college presidents together and stuff, and they're in a think tank and they come up with something like this. I think every single one of us in this community thought about this years ago, like relegation, like it's been talked about in nauseum. Also, like a Super League with everybody. It's just kind of funny and almost like amusing that this comes out and these are like legitimate conversations that really didn't have a lot of depth to them, right? Like they don't have a lot of details on how it would work. Yeah. And so it to me, it's just it's a fail, honestly. It might be Gordon Gee if it's his brainchild and stuff coming up with this, but like you need to incentivize and make it. So what's in it for like the big schools? What's in it for the big conferences? You got to think about things. What's in it for them, right? Especially if you're not making what they're making in revenue. So I don't even know how this thing came out really at all without having an answer to that question.
Yeah, I completely agree with both of you. At first, there was a lot of people in disparate parts of the country, actually, different schools, different ideologies on how they're looking at expansion and management of college football. Depending on your rooting interest, it's really interesting. Like Boise State fans were out in force. Washington State, Oregon State, hey, that looks great. Let's make that go. UCF, not UCF, sorry, USF and some of these sort of not fringe programs, I don't want to give them a name, but they're on the outside looking in, certainly in the power conferences, and they're looking at this saying, yeah, look, this is simple, it doesn't have to be complex. Let's just one super league, bring in 80 teams, pretty much covers everybody with a budget of more than $10 million a year. Why not just do that, make it parity, right? Everybody's looking for access, everybody's looking for fairness. And if we learned anything, there is no fairness. For one thing, I tell my kids, there's no fairness in life. So I wouldn't be looking for help there. But just in general, there's no fairness in college football. There's no incentive, zero. And we're going to talk about it later with Johnny on Discord. But I still cannot even think of one reason why Ohio State would take a penny less, Michigan would take a penny less, Auburn, Northwestern, Vanderbilt would take a penny less in revenue to make it more parity and deepen the pool. I'm at a loss. Let's ask you this, Ute. Will private equity do it?
I don't think so, because I think private equity would see better opportunity with essentially buying the media rights of a conference rather than the whole. Like, I would rather, if I'm private equity, I would rather have access to the SEC or the Big Ten than the whole, 70, 80 teams that we're talking about. I think financial upside, there's more in those big conferences, just like you've seen with the media rights deals. That's why you've seen the media rights deals like they are. So I don't think private equity is going to solve anything here. The only thing that could make this happen is if the courts got involved and they force the issue by saying that the SEC and the Big Ten are some type of monopoly,
right,
for antitrust issues, and all of a sudden they can't do what they're doing based on X, Y, Z. I don't know what that would be, but they force the issue and create this. That's the only way this happens, is if in our legal system creates something like this, and that's possible, but like that's not like the best means of business. Like, that's not how to maximize revenue or anything for all these schools at all.
Really quick, Moan, before you answer or give more further content on this, Patrick, Baylor University Patrick, friend of the show and sometime member, says, wasn't Tony Petitti in those meetings and NFL execs? I did not hear Tony Petitti was there.
Yeah, I'm sure they ran the idea by him, and he said, "Yeah, I'll pass." Hard pass.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Like maybe he invited, or he accepted the party invite, but didn't participate.
He was there on the Zoom call, but he was practicing his golf swing, I'm sure. This comes from a good place. They want to make sure that certain teams don't get left behind, but it comes from a place of pure fantasy too.
Right.
That's not going to happen. Some people are going to have to be left behind. And, a lot of people say it's unfair that Northwestern gets such a huge media cut. Well, Northwestern's been in the Big Ten since the inception of the Big Ten. They were in the right place at the right time. And you got to have winners and losers in a conference. If there was a super league with the 20 best teams in it, guys, very quickly there would be 4 to 5 programs that would separate themselves. Right. And the other ones would be mid or bottom feeders.
Yes. And that's unworkable.
You think so? I'm not sure about that, Mullen.
I think the number's 15 to 20.
Yeah, if you put all 15, 20 best teams in a conference, somebody has to lose.
Yeah.
Somebody has to lose.
I think the number is 15 to 20, not 5.
I think you create more of like an NFL model in that case, and everything is there's much more parity. But 20 teams of strong brands and all the same revenue.
Unless you're taking NIL and making a set NIL and a set payment, right? And a set all these things, there's not going to be parity.
Yeah,
salary cap would have to
salary cap is what I've been proposing for a long time. Give schools a number.
Sense.
right? Give schools a number and say, we don't care how many people you have on your team. We don't even care how many scholarships you give out. You get $100 million a year. That's it. Go and do whatever you're going to do with it, or 10 million or 5 million, whatever the number is. That's what they do for the EPL. So people know they've been doing it forever. They talk relegation in England, for instance. You know, Bob Thompson put out that list. I'm going to have to bring that picture onto the show. Lists all the different levels in the EPL. And the way they do that is there's financial fair play. It's essentially a salary cap. They all have to meet. They can only spend what they make. So there has to be some financial model built around it. Can't just be a Wild West, you know, ding, those 40 teams are knighted, go out and do. It's not that simple.
You know, I think this is a lot of folks aren't going to like this, but this is really what I think. I think that you should eliminate this 80 team Super League and make it a 40 or 50 team Super League. I'm serious. And that means like 20 schools getting cut out of big time college football, big time college sports. Yeah, it's already happened with Wazoo
60.
and Oregon State.
60
I don't
is
think
a good
60.
number.
I think 50 max. 40 to 50. 50
not
max.
enough-
Even Bob Thompson said 48 teams will drive as much value as the 80.
But it's not about the
Like-
value. Bob also said, just to make sure I don't forget this, Bob also said there with 48 teams, there's not enough product. There's not enough football to fill all the requirements, the prime time game requirements each week. That's only 24
Maybe
games.
some out of conference scheduling with everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, right? It could happen. None of this is out of mind. Go ahead. You
Yeah.
anyway. Finish what you're saying.
I'm just saying, like, if the point here is to maximize revenue for the schools that are in the inn, I know that sucks for a lot of schools, but if you're trying to maximize revenue for Michigan, then consolidating to 40 or 50 schools and then taking more of the pie, like shrinking down expanding the slices and expanding the pie itself, or keeping the pie the same size. That's how you do it. And you have really good matchups, you know, if you had 40 or 50 teams in a Super League, but 80 teams is way too many, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already at 70 teams right now, and like basically like major college football. So there's 10 more teams. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Super League, you don't even need it. You've already developed 2 Super Leagues
Right.
in the Big Ten and the SEC. I mean, why? You know, unfortunately, that's not good news for the Big 12 or the ACC, but that's what's happening, and with what's going on in the ACC. You know, it's only going to happen further.
Right.
It will never be a real Super League until you get rid of the bottom feeders, though, Moan. Like, yeah, you can
But
say
there's
that's quasi,
always-
but the bottom feeders are they're dragging that down. Like,
Yeah,
from
but
what
there's
could
always
be the
gonna be
feeders
bottom.
are going to drag it down.
You always have to have people at the bottom. You got to have winners and losers. I'm telling you, if you put the 2 leagues together, teams like Auburn, you know, these teams would have more down years.
Really quick, just to interject, we got a super chat from one of our actual contributors. That would be Sergeant Pickles, who's also a membership. Got to work on that timing, Moen.
It's the soundboard.
Winner.
Sorry.
It's okay. You know I'm teasing you. Sergeant Pickles says Bomber fair play in the EPL is a farce. Okay, I didn't say it was perfect, but there is a system in place. But I don't disagree with you. Manchester City has proven that. It's toothless, that's for sure. Jesse Garrett for $4.99, another super chat, says, did y'all notice that the ACC didn't put out a statement on today's decision like yesterday? Did you guys pick that up?
Yeah.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
What do you think about that, Moen?
Today's ruling was basically, hey, you got to cut. You can't redact everything. You can't submit an exhibit that is all blacked out. This isn't the CIA.
Yes, you can.
Well, you can do it.
I've seen that at work, basically. Yeah, you can.
You can, but the court's going to come forward and say, hey, come on now, not all of this can be redacted. I mean, it's just you can't have a document filled with the, a, if, time. You know,
Freakin, the Kennedy assassination, the Warren
yeah,
report.
that's what I'm saying. It's not
Come
the
on.
CIA.
Rock and Rant, again, friend of the show. We hope he has time to join us tonight. He's also a member, by the way. Says, I have an idea. How about we have 133 teams in like 10 conferences with regional rivalries and tradition? Also ban LA traffic and Friday meetings.
Sounds perfect.
Those are all
Life's
great
not fair,
ideas.
Rock and Rant. Life's not fair. Just like college football.
I love it. I love it. I love
College
it. I
football
love it.
is the most unfair thing in the world, I think. Seriously. So it's
oh,
the most
yeah.
unfair sport in the world.
Absolutely right.
What's more unfair? It's in the sporting world than college football. You guys
Major
tell me
League
that.
Baseball.
Baseball
Major League
is
Baseball.
broken.
Because there's a draft there, and if I'm the Royals, if I'm the worst team, I get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, but the Yankees spend $400 million on a team.
Yeah,
the
Ohio
Royals
State's going to be
70.
spending through and Bomber. Like, we're there. Like, it's basically we're there without a draft.
But that's
They
what he's
get-
saying.
they get the
That's
best
why he
pick.
said baseball, though.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
agreeing
just, I'm
with
just
you.
saying that, like, as of today,
Uh-huh.
we're not even in the same sphere here as Major League Baseball because there's no draft. Because basically, your recruiting is your own draft. So Ohio State gets the number 1 pick and has all the money, right? Like that's what we're talking about here.
Man, it's like, what's the old word? Our phone lines are lighting up, right? I'm watching all these comments. People are sending me DMs on Twitter. It's like, wow, we just released the hounds on this topic. We might not get to anything else later tonight. Hopefully, Danielle Kelly joins us. We can talk a little law and Florida State and the ACC, but we're going to stick on this topic because honestly, it's really, really important and people have a lot of questions. Here's a statement I just picked out of the crowd. Pat Crow says, boom, got to get rid of the bottom feeders. You just said that. Instead of 64-0 blowouts, you could have 35-28 competitive games.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a point to that, but like my point is just like why do they deserve to be in the Super League? Why does Rutgers deserve to be in the Super League? What have they done to warrant it other than just having a big market? That no longer is satisfactory. We're in a world here where you have to be good enough, your brand has to be good enough, your football program has to be good enough to be in the big time sports. And if you're not, then you're not a Super League team. Like that's how it needs to work, and that's how it's going to work too. Like you just can't get in there because you won the lottery somehow. You got to show it on the field. And I want Rutgers out. I want Indiana out. I want Purdue out. And Northwestern. All of them need to be booted out.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rutgers is the birthplace of college football, I'm just saying it's a birthplace of college football.
The look on Ute's face. Oh my hell. We got to tag that. What time mark is that?
They're OG. They're OG.
The look on Phillips' face. Oh my God.
Well, he said what entitles them to a place in the Super League.
I know, but he gave. Sorry, that was just too funny. Philip just like couldn't at you. Like, what are you saying?
I like quiz.
College football.
That is hilarious. Okay, let's get to some more comments. Thank you, Moen, for grabbing this comment from Coy. It says, "What has Utah done to be in the Super League?"
Okay, let me make Utah's case to be in the Super League. That's a great segue into that.
Sure.
Coy. So Utah, over the last 25 years, have had 2 undefeated seasons. They were the first BCS buster when they beat Pitt in the Fiesta Bowl back in 04-05. And they beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl back in 2008, went through undefeated season through multiple teams. That success warranted an invite to the Pac-12. And the Pac-12, it took a few years of recruiting, but then over the last 3 years, the Utes have won the Pac-12 conference 2 times. That's more than Arizona in their history. And mostly in Colorado, never even got a sniff at winning a Pac-12 title. So the Utes have won 2 conference championships in a major conference, been to 4 major bowl games, had 2 undefeated seasons the last 25 years, and have been one of the most ranked teams in the CFP polls since its inception. I think that warrants a top 50 spot in the Super League.
Moen, you want to say anything to that?
Top 50. Okay, we'll give you top 50.
Well, okay, but don't scoff at that though.
I mean,
I think that 50. I think 50.
I think the Utes would be a top 40 ad in the Super League too.
It's on the edge. Them and BYU are right next to each other.
But BYU
Like,
is not in the Super League.
they
BYU hasn't
are.
done anything to warrant a Super League.
Oh
berth.
gosh, we're not going to do that tonight. That's a whole different topic. But I understand what you're saying, and I think you would make valid points about Utah. Definitely.
So
There's
what
a
has
lot
Utah
there.
done? All of that with all these winning seasons, and then Rutgers is sitting here, the birthplace of college football, in the New York market. They just lose and get spanked every game, and they get in. No.
Well, one, Greg Schiano has taken that program. Since Greg Schiano became coach, he has vastly improved that program. Yes, they still get spanked, but now they're having 3-7. You know, it's vastly improved. Their recruiting's vastly improved. They're actually making improvements to their football product. I mean, they're not all going to jump suddenly and become Ohio State in the Big Ten.
Nobody is. Ever. That's not going to happen. Yeah.
Utah would.
Anyway, we'll move right along to other topics. Do you want to say anything else before we change the subject?
Go Utes.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say. All right, let's get back to the topic at hand, and that is this top 80. Where did my stupid thumb thing go? Give me 1 second here. Can't do anything if I don't have the right banner up. I see something wrong, and for some reason I'm not seeing it.
Here we go again.
There it is. Okay. All right, let's get back to comments. Thank you, Ute, for not only the rant, but the good topic. It was a very good one. Let's go to comments again here. Let's see. Keep Choppin says Rutgers spanked Miami. Rutgers is a fan. Rutgers is a fan of that. Keep Choppin's a fan of that school there, Ute.
You know what? Yeah. Rutgers was just an example. Keep chopping, yeah. So we'll get thrown to that. We'll get Northwestern could have been it too.
Nitwit, another one of our members, a Penn State grad, says Saudis would scoop the schools you kick out and form a league and pay each team $150 million. Well, they did for the Live Golf, so why not pay Boise State $150 million to play in a Saudi league? Anything's possible.
I mean, he's right. It's the Saudis would pay Ohio State $150 million for sure.
Sergeant Pickles, completely no axe to grind, says BYU and Utah basically even to me. I would agree with that. Nationwide in perception, they are. Just
I don't know about
people
that.
don't agree with that.
I'm not.
Okay. You and I just disagree. It's okay. You're right sometimes. I'm right sometimes. Another comment from Keep Choppin says Rutgers spent $153 million on athletics last year. It's not like they're sitting on a pile of cash. Yeah, but let's be truthful, Moen. How long was their interest-free loan that they got way back in 2011 to join the Big Ten?
I think it was a 7-year loan. I think that Maryland and them both got. Maryland used some of it to pay off their exit fee from the ACC. Rutgers used it to improve athletic facilities, which they desperately needed at the time. But again, I mean, Greg Schiano has done a very good job at Rutgers. I know that it's easy to kick Rutgers, but Rutgers is not the bottom of the Big Ten anymore. One
thing we need to be careful about is when we're talking about these schools being in the bottom and bottom feeders and some of these terms, please know these are just we're just using those words in conversation. None of these schools we're discussing are poor educational entities, and for the most part, all of them have very valuable and laudable sports programs. All we're saying is if you take everything in big tiers and it's a pyramid system with Ohio State and Notre Dame at the very, 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 very top, it goes down from there, and it goes from the most elite down to, whatever makes up the base of the pyramid. And that's what we're talking about now is how many levels do we go down before we cut that piece off? You just put something in the field. What is that, Moen?
I started a poll. Somebody in chat suggested that we do a poll of who is the first into Super League, BYU or Utah. And I love stirring the shit. So
okay, well that'll definitely get it going. I'm not sure this show is more national. I'm not sure how much run we're going to get on that idea, but sure.
I'll just ask that everybody be honest about this poll, please. Be honest.
Everybody think of the whole thing and not just a splash in the pan. If you're doing that too, vote brand. That's all I'm saying. Vote brand. All right. We haven't done. It's true. You and I haven't actually done a Holy War show. We need to do a special. Members only. We need to do that. Get back to our roots, as it were. Rock Chalk 94 says ACC presidents made that Super League proposal to distract from the rupture coming. I would call it an explosion, but it's true. ACC was at the top of that. Didn't you guys think that was a little obvious? I did. I thought it was like, hello, look at me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else are they going to do?
Nothing. There's nothing else they can do. There's absolutely nothing they can do. Mowing After Dark, what is this?
That's just me showing all the cute little emotes that I made for the channel members.
Mafia whiskey bot. Nice.
I know. I love it. These are
Georgia
awesome.
Tech to that. Georgia Tech
to all those things. Let's take a second, take a beat. We've been in here an hour. We're probably going to go at least another half hour and maybe a little bit longer. We appreciate everybody being here. We had some people invited, guests. Obviously, it's Friday night. It's difficult to get them in sometimes. So don't hold it against us if people don't show up. Certainly don't hold it against them. This is all at will, and we appreciate everybody contributes, but don't judge us if we don't get any guests on tonight. I want to quickly, let me drop the banner so everybody can see really quick. I'll just drop that. Everybody can see our tags. We're an hour in. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you follow us all on Twitter, subscribe on the YouTube channel, and then turn on your notifications so that you know how when our shows and our major announcement tweets are coming on. Can't do that if you don't follow us, and that's the easiest way to track how we're doing and progressing, etc. Really quick, for those new people that don't know what it's like to become a member of the College Football Mafia family, and run a membership video, give you those instructions, and then we'll jump back into this idea of an 80-team Super League.
Want to become a member of the College Football Mafia family? Simply select the Join button from our homepage. There are several options with their own unique benefits to choose from. You can also set yourself to auto-accept gifted membership by selecting the gift settings options as shown.
Thank you, Moen. I apologize. I clicked it and it moved from the other one I was on. I'm sorry. Let's get back to this one. There we go. All right. So let's get back to comments and suggestions. You guys, now we've talked about the Super League. We've talked about kind of what's going on with the schools that make up either the top end or the bottom end of that scale. Let's just wrap up the Super League idea for now and say, what do you guys actually think is going to happen once the ACC blows up? Are we going to see just more of this? I call it a mellowing out of the news. Time is going to stretch these instances apart, and this idea of a Super League not necessarily go away, but it's definitely going to sort of drop into the background as we look into the ACC and then all the schools and the destinations they have to have.
Dude, what a great question, Bomber. What's next after the ACC falls apart and everything? That's
right.
A fantastic question. Well, we all know that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to eat first, and then it's going to be the Big 12 plucking the ACC teams. But then it might get a little goofy because the SEC and the Big Ten might be looking to take Big 12 teams. Awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what nobody's talking about, because that's like two steps ahead rather than one step right there. But really, if these conferences are going to morph into 24-team conferences, they're going to come after a few Big 12 schools. So what's next? I think the ACC is going to be decimated, at least the brands that are worth stepping up financially to the Power 2, and then the Power 2 will likely try to feast maybe on the Big 12 again, I think, unfortunately. What do you think about that, Mon?
I don't think they're going to do it right away. Maybe down the road if they expand beyond 20. I think the Big Ten would be satisfied at 20 with Florida State and Miami. I think the SEC would be pleased to be at 18 with North Carolina and Clemson. I think the Big 12, maybe down the road, if they think that 24 is the number, they would go that way. But I don't know that they're going to be – I don't know that they want to dilute the pie anymore.
Yeah.
Miami will come into the partial share. Florida State will have to be a full share to come into the Big Ten. The only other ad I could see out there for them would be Notre Dame. Go to 21 and have three divisions and 7 teams.
You think that the Miami partial share will be for a temporary amount of time, or is that going to be more permanent?
It's always going to be a temporary amount of time because they're going to have to assume some ownership stake in the Big Ten network.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets that eventually.
So the ACC, though, I mean, the remains of the ACC, the carcass of the ACC will stay afloat. They'll backfill with G5 teams.
Right.
And G5 teams, the number one target for the ACC after what I think, well, Florida State and Miami both go to the Big Ten. I agree with Moan 100% on that. The ACC will have no choice but to absolutely target South Florida, USF, to get. That's the number one ad, 100%. That's almost got to be immediate ad for the ACC to try to backfill to get a presence back in Florida. That's absolutely mandatory. The first thing they need to do, and the number one item they need to do to try to be stable, a little bit more stable. So that's what's next for the ACC.
Really quick, we just got a $20 super chat from Nitwit. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much, Nitwit. We appreciate your loyalty. You've been a member for a while now and part of the community for much longer than that. Thank you very much for this. It helps us keep the lights on. That's about what we're at right now. He says, we've almost also might get invaded by aliens in 5 years. Love the show, guys. He's getting everything in perspective for us, all right?
Hey, you know what? That's really nice in a way when you're a Penn State fan. You can sit back and just let the money come rolling in here. But us guys that don't have that situation, we got to speculate. And speculate we do. We speculate. I call it educated speculation, though, with what we do here, with how we look at information. We're not just saying, hey, USF's going to the Big Ten. They're not. No, there's no reason for that. So we use logic and data here to make our decisions. So it's a little bit different. But, yeah, we love to play the game.
Moen, you want to say anything about the aliens comment?
Yeah, we don't do educated speculation here in Ohio. We do swag, which is a scientific wild ass guess.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Swag, huh?
Let's go with some more comments here before we will talk about the ACC, I promise, in just the next few minutes. We are waiting for somebody to possibly come on. Might not happen, but that's what we're waiting for right this second. Willie says, forget the Super League. The Big and SEC have no reason to do it. That's what we've been saying. The others are like the 60s song, Wish and Hope. You know that song, Moen?
Yeah, you wish in one hand and you hope. Oh, no, wait. That's wish and shit. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know that.
What?
I don't
you wish in one hand, you shit in the other, and you see which gets filled first.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
wow.
I'm sorry. I don't know that reference. I apologize. All right, somebody else do X-Moss, because I always butcher it. Say his name for me.
Mosito X.
Mosito X. Thank you for being here. It's been a little bit. We've missed you, but you are a member. We really appreciate that. Let's see. He says, okay, private equity will take over FSU program, pay $250 million, and then the Super League will put them back into a 10-team ACC. Hilarious. Super League is DOA.
Right. That's a great comment right there. But you know what's a fascinating part of the comment is like the question, if private equity bought up the media rights of Florida State, how much is that worth? That's fascinating, actually. And I think it's more than 250, but it might not be like, I don't know, like 300 or 400 million for a period of time. That's a fascinating discussion again. But yeah, the point's right on the nails.
I saw it, and there's been many of them, but one of the things that people always come back to is they say if they break everything apart, or sorry, they put everything together and they mix it all up and they break it apart again, have it all in one league, it'll just be back to the 5 power conferences and a couple extra schools. It would not change at all because you can't get away from geography, time zones, regionality. That's always how things seem to break out. Even in these bigger conferences, that's how they're going to start doing scheduling and stuff like that. So it's a good point, though. Exmos to Tokes, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I butchered it again.
Mosito X.
All right, I'm going to have to write that down.
I just want to put out there that I like the word Super League. It reminds me of like Will Ferrell and Semi Pro with Mega Bowl, where it's just Mega Bowl, Super League,
All
80
right.
teams, Super League. You got to be a part of it, Super League.
Okay. That's funnier now. All right. Quick question about North Carolina in the ACC. We'll start morphing into some of those ACC questions now, some of the legal disputes and how that works. Nathan Campbell says, Bomber, how fast does UNC get to court? Well, my question back to you would be, Nathan, do they have an incentive right now to get to court? The ACC largely won their arguments in that lawsuit. They did lose the one that basically said they can't stop them from suing them. But other than that, they won. So I don't see UNC running to the courthouse right now. What do you guys think?
I think the threat is enough, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that UNC is going to be running the courthouse either. I think that they're going to be calculated about the wait and see. It's going to happen. Like it is going to happen, right? It's just probably not tomorrow.
Right.
I could see it happen over the next month to 2 months. I would say that like a 45 day window makes sense as far as when they actually might pull the trigger and stuff. But there really is no reason to. The instability is continuing every day and everything. And once this happens, then everything is going to be crazy. Like once UNC, files the paperwork, it's just going to absolutely be such a cluster and everything. But it's already moving that direction, and I think UNC is getting its ducks in a row. It's going to happen, but probably in the moderate term here, rather than very short term.
Mo, when you want to add anything to that?
No, like I said, I think it's just a threat. The Board of Governors has been rearranging things, and I'm sure that at some point they're going to have to say something. Florida State and Clemson are not going to be remaining in the ACC, guys. They're gone. They're gone. It's just a matter of how much, when, those sort of factors. So does North Carolina want to stick with the ACC after those two squads leave? I don't think so. So they're going to have to say something. But I think probably the one we're going to have to look at first is Miami.
Right.
Especially depending on what this ruling is that we have out of the Florida judge at some point in the month of April. If he's going to let them push forward in Florida, I think Miami's going to jump into that.
I would have to agree with you. I would add to that a little bit of history. As everybody knows, Big 12 Mafia, I try to do a history minute once or twice a week. And this is a little bit of history for those that don't know. There's something called a Pyrrhic victory. And that's where you win the argument but lose the war. And right now, that's where we're at for the ACC. They won the argument, but in the overall, the tides of history are against them, and they're going to lose the war. Once Florida State's gone, that's a keystone, and Clemson's right behind them. Doesn't matter how much it costs. So, anyway.
That's your SAT word, by the way, and that's
Pyrrhic.
where the term funeral pyre derives from.
That's right. If you can spell Pyrrhic, you're way smarter than Ute is, I guess.
Wait, I can't spell it. Say it again.
Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic victory. Pyrrhic, yeah. Okay. Comes from Pyrrhus, who happens to be somebody fighting Rome against Rome on the Italian peninsula. He was actually a Greek and held him off for a long, long time, but ended up losing his country or his state at the time. Anyway. Let's see.
I don't think that's right.
It is.
No. It becomes because he kills his father, kills himself.
No.
Yes.
No. Well, his father might have killed himself too.
That's why it's a Pyrrhic victory.
The Pyrrhic victory is he won the battle to save his state, but he lost the war to lose the country.
Thanks for tuning into the Mythology Minute here on College Football Mafia.
All right. Sorry, wrong thing. I meant to hit this one. Rock and Rant, obviously a contributor, big contributor to College Football Mafia, especially our Discord and our growing social media presence. It says, remember, you can talk to your fellow Discord members in a voice chat too, any time of the day. You don't need to wait for any of the Mafia bosses to be on. Some already have, and it's true. We're starting to get some organic conversations on Discord really quick. I'll just quickly cut to that screen so everybody knows what it looks like. Basically, and let me bring off his comments so you can see it. It's very small. I apologize for that. But once you log into the Discord server, basically you have all these options over here. You browse, go into the welcome, the announcements, just basic stuff that you might find on any bulletin board system. You have the chat groups that you can contribute to, and then you have these voice channels that you can jump in and talk about anything you want. It's something that we really are building up, and I really thank Rock and Rant for putting that and helping us put that together. There's a follow-up to his earlier comment. I just meant Clemson and FSU are fighting to get out of the ACC. Imagine they settle for $200 million, and then the Super League came around and put Clemson and FSU back into a 10-team SEC. ACC,
Right.
Sorry, just to clear up what he was saying there. I'm getting to more comments here. Sorry, some of these have been in the past. I'm going backwards now. Coy, I don't know who flagged this one. It wasn't me. What has Utah done to be in the Super League? Is that you?
I already made the pitch to that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was a good question, Coy.
Okay.
And by the way, the poll ended 52-48, guys.
I told you they're
Who?
like
Who?
BYU won 52-48.
This is like the fourth time we've done it, Ute, and it's the same result every time.
Are you guys just trying to troll me out there? Seriously? Like
52 votes, 51-48.
And I've said this many times. I think they're twins separated at birth, and it's always going to be that way. That doesn't mean BYU's going to a Super League before Utah, though. Utah has the inside edge on that simply because of BYU's religious affiliation. That's all there is to it. So while BYU's brand might be bigger, and I still think it is, I do think Utah has the inside track if they do consolidate. I think if they go to 50, BYU's in that count. If they go to 40, I don't think either of them are. So we'll have to see.
Who in the Big 12 is in the Super League, in a 40-team Super League over Utah and BYU?
Well, for one thing, 40-team Super League, are we assuming then that we've kicked out Vanderbilt, Minnesota?
They're probably in.
So if they're in, that's
assume
it.
everybody's
that's
in.
Then the Big 12 doesn't lose any teams. The SEC,
So I guess they're going to grab
the Big
ACC
12
teams.
rob ACC and it's done. Maybe Kansas.
We need this thing to get to 50 at least, huh?
Yeah, see, now 50 is a lot more. Earlier you were like 40, yeah, 40. But if
This thing has to go to 50.
Yeah, if we're not relegating schools for BYU and Utah to be in, it has to be at least 50. Yeah, I think the number's 60. But let's see. Super League super sucks. I wish I could show people that comment. Can I tell everybody that comment?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this little inside private chat we can do during the show so we can tell each other what's coming up and next and stuff like that. Wild Ute sends me a message that says, can we change the show name to Big Freaking Friday Show Super League Super Sucks?
Super League. That 80-team Super League, that idea super sucks, guys.
Yeah,
super
but
sucks.
the rhyming scheme of Super League fatigue, I think, is a little better.
Oh yeah, that's
Super
good
League
too.
fatigue is really good, right?
It's like
maybe it's just too simplistic to say super suck.
Well, I like super suck actually better, but fatigue is
Super
probably
suck.
more accurate. But it rhymes with your NC State backpack. What is it? That's good too.
Yeah.
Wolfpack
Yes.
backpack.
Wolfpack backpack. So we're asking people out there, the creators and all of you, somebody take. Let me read it again. So in fact, I'll just type it here. How do I copy that over?
Safe for work, people. Safe for
so
work.
let me copy this. Okay, use your AI skills and create a visual display of this comment. And I'm going to put it right here so everybody can see it. Can we change the name?
Georgia Tech.
Let's see it. Let me scroll down so I can get to the bottom. New comments. And there we go.
If somebody
can we change the show name to Big Freaking Friday Show Super League Super Sucks?
And we can't show them unless they're safe for work, people. So
okay. And share those on Discord. We encourage everybody to share those.
Yeah, on Discord, there's a not safe for work channel. That's perfect.
There is. Boy, we're running out of time here quick. Okay, let's quickly get to the ACC just quickly. So we
All right.
talked about it on the outside. The ruling did come down. I had hoped Daniel was going to make it, but it's just not going to work out. Anyway, let me just pass this note to you guys. Okay. ACC, the ruling, like I said, they won everything except for one little piece that basically just allowed them to continue to countersue the ACC. So Florida State largely lost that, but it doesn't really matter necessarily because there's also the ruling that Moen has mentioned several times that is going to come in Leon County. That's Florida State's seat of power. And we still have a whole other state to work through, people. So, yeah, this next week, Monday, Tuesday, we might start getting some information out. And that's basically where we're at. There's no other movement that has come up. Is there anything you guys want to mention about that? I'd put it in the show title, but I wasn't sure how much we were going to cover it.
Yeah, the one thing I'd like to say actually about today's result here and Judge Blesso, like I think that providing the contract, a part of the ESPN contract, and taking that behind private status and everything, so not sealing it all and making it all redacted. So basically, a huge portion of that contract is going to be redacted. I think it's kind of like a nothing burger, guys. Like a redacted document is going to be so freaking marked up. Like seriously, like half the words are going to be gone. Like it's going to be really hard to interpret anything and everything. So as far as like trying to get information or glean information or see who won today, it's basically a push. It's basically the same as kind of where we were before, in my view. And again, like I think that the decision is kind of a nothing burger. What do you think about that, Mon?
Now, look, again, this is, I said it last week, the guy you call at the bottom of a law class is your honor. Judges love home cooking. There was no way I thought he was going to rule against North Carolina, against the ACC in North Carolina. I think you're probably going to see the same thing out of the Florida State judge. He's probably going to rule for Florida State. And you're probably going to see the same thing for the South Carolina judge at Clemson's trial. They'll probably rule for Clemson. And then you're going to have all three of these guys coming together, and somebody's going to have to step in and say, no, this is the correct venue.
Right. I agree. Completely agree. Here's a comment. Mr. Ed Wayner, not making general statements. He's making a declaration. He says, my triple threat Super League is P2 division, 40 teams. We just talked about that. P2, P3 division, 30 teams. So that would be the remnants, basically, of the other power conferences. And then G5 is division of 63 teams. I agree with the way you separated everybody, but I wouldn't. The P2, P3 division, I still think plays in one division altogether. They might not get paid the same, but I think they're still treated the same as far as football goes. And then, of course, the 63 team other group that is left out, if you want to put it that way, I think they should just start their own championship, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I think that this idea by Ed is a good one. I guess the question would be though, who starts in which division? Like, would it be automatically that your Northwestern is in the P2 division of 40 teams because they're already in the Big Ten? Or do you do some type of like play-in scenario where you have a year or two of playing games to determine who ends up where? Or is it just simply the SEC and Big Ten get into the P2 and then everybody else is kind of in their own lower tiers and everything? Because I can tell you one thing, it's an interesting idea, but for the Utes, I want to win a national championship, and I'm not going to settle for being in some lower division. Yeah. And I'm never going to feel different about that. I'll do what it takes for the Utes to win all the games they can to compete for a national championship in the highest division, because that's how I see my program. So I would just kind of ask about the mechanics of it a little bit.
Right. Really quick moment before you answer, we have, again, you're going to say it. Let me say it. Mositox, right? Do I have that right? Mositox.
No.
All right.
No.
You just told me that.
No, I didn't, because that's not the way it's pronounced. It's Mo-C-To-X.
So it's not all one
Mosito.
word.
Mosito.
Mosito.
Then why is there an X on the end?
What? Hey, you know what? Thank you, Mosito. I won't question why you have an X on the end of your name. DP was gifted a membership by Mosito. Thank you very much, Mosito. DP, if you're in the chat, make sure you thank Mosito. And if you're in the comment section after the video is posted, make sure to give him a thanks. And we'll play him a little key.
We're gonna play football. Yippee!
Little Keith Jackson for you.
He says he's 20 minutes behind us. He's watching it on replay, and he says, I am 20 minutes behind, but I had to give a membership due to Moen's Shiano Love.
There you
Hey,
go.
there you go.
Ooh.
You got a
We got,
fan.
was
we
a
got
good
more
coach.
Rutgers.
You got a
Good
fan.
Got some Rutgers folks in the house.
Just so everybody knows, Rock and Rant is already attempting some of the AI work on Ute's statements. So as that grows, we will continue to share that with the community.
The Super League super sucks.
Yeah, he's working on it. Right now, he's working on Super Mowing, but there's more work to be done. King Spleen says the Carolina judge in his ruling literally acknowledged the taxpayers of Carolina paid the ACC to stay by funding their office move. This is a sign that the ACC has a clear advantage in that case. In North Carolina, they do.
Yeah.
Right?
I think you're going to find that Florida State has a clear advantage in the Florida case. It's home
Right.
cooking, people. I don't know who's going to finally set in and settle it. I think at some point with all these billable hours, multiple locations, they're going to come to a figure, and that figure is going to be paid to the ACC, and those teams are going to walk.
Okay. Johnny Bard is correcting me. I said Greek. He was actually a Macedonian. There you go. He did not correct the idea about killing the dad thing, though. I'd never heard that before. So.
That's where funeral pyre comes from.
Okay, it
Yeah.
may. I get you. We're both probably right. Both probably right. I know I'm right. Like and subscribe. We got from Mosito X.
There you go.
Mosito X.
I've written it down with a space. I get. I want you guys to know I care about that stuff. That matters to me. Let's get up to some more comments here as we're starting to wind down. Jen Santi told me she was going to be joining us. Jen, if you're watching, I did DM you the link. Just click on that thing. We got a few minutes. We can talk Florida State. Shonsky says, yes, Moen, you're right. You have to have 11. You have to have bottom feeders, but the Big Ten has 11 bottom feeders. What do you say to that?
Some of them bottom feeders are beating ACC and SEC teams, so I wouldn't exactly call them bottom feeders.
There are those.
Rutgers beating Miami this year. That was, yeah. So, and look at the bowl season, the Big Ten. Some of those bottom feeders in bowl season did pretty damn well for the Big Ten.
All right. I just got a note back from Jen that they're actually going long on their show, so she's not going to be able to make it. So what we're going to do is we're going to wind down with a few more comments, and then we're going to do an after show on Discord. I really want to, we're trying to push people to that because we can only be on, and this is an honest take for all of us here at College Football Mafia. There's only so much time in the day, and we're all doing everything we can to bring you work product. We have Moen Rants. We got Wild University, all these things going on. And it's really hard for us to do show after show after show. So we're really relying on Discord to sort of make up the difference. And for you guys to get to know each other more, you can argue and scream. You can get on voice and tell everybody your opinion and then get in a discussion about that. And so that's why we're really trying to get Discord in, is because that will help fill the gaps. So you guys don't miss anything. You'll be on top of the news, whether we're doing a show right that minute or not. What do we got here? What do we just receive, Moen?
We received a new member, Robert Kiefover. I hope I pronounced that right. Let's see. What can we give him? Give him a, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you becoming a new member. Make sure you check out those Wild Ute, Moen Rants, Coos Corner, and other videos that are Wild University that are in our library. Learn a lot of stuff. Most people don't cover the stuff we do. Or if they do, they don't certainly cover it in the detail that we do. Again, Mosito X gets another membership for Moen getting his name right. So there you go.
Moen.
Yeah, and that membership went to BU at 12 with Patrick. Patrick, make sure you thank Mosito X in the chat.
And if you've received a gift membership, make sure you pay that forward. Maybe give somebody else one so that they can also watch those videos. Because how many? We're doing like 2 videos a week now, right?
Roughly.
Aren't we almost up to 2 videos a week?
Yeah.
That's a lot. If people don't know, it takes a ton of time and planning to do a video. Ute, how much time do you spend offline, not doing the show, but just researching and putting together your graphics for one 15-minute video?
At least 6 hours.
6 hours. That is, and then the video is another hour. So 7 hours to put something together that at the end of the day, we're giving away for free. Moen, how long did Moen Rants take you to engineer, put together?
I just got hammered and did it. But the timeline one, that will take some time. I'm about 4.5 hours into timeline right now. So that's probably going to take me at least 8 to 10 hours to put that all together.
Well, all I'm saying is, and I can't even tell you how many hours I put in. Doesn't even matter because these are passion projects for us, right? We literally making no money. So if you're thinking we're getting rich out here, that's not what we're doing. We're doing it because it's passion projects for us, and we like to engage with you guys. So we appreciate all the help that you guys give us. We're trying to be more centered, maybe shorter shows, but more detail in them. And then adding this after show will give us more bandwidth where we can actually talk to you guys one-on-one without having to worry about it being streamed on YouTube. I know a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to talk, sort of not anonymous, but out of the crowds, as it were. Really quick.
Oh
we got
goodness gracious.
Super League Super Sucks.
I like that outfit.
Super League Super Sucks. Is there a way, and this is just so I give credit, Rock and Rant threw that together really quick.
Holy smokes.
Is there a way you can center that, Rant? Why is that so clipped?
It's amazing, Rock and Rant.
And then in the background, he's got all these words that AI makes up, right? What's this one that says, La AI doesn't know how to spell. That's all I can say. Anyway, thank you, Rock. That is fantastic. I know.
That guy looks like Boss Baby a little bit.
a little bit, yes.
I think that was modeled after me, guys. Hello.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Do you look like Boss Baby?
The muscles, he got the muscles very well done on there. Thank you, AI. I appreciate
that Boss Baby, or no, I'm thinking of Baby Driver. Sorry, forget it. Different show. Dad Mac, I believe, is a new member for $2 super chat.
Dad
says,
Mac? Thank you.
Thanks for all your hard work, guys. You're very welcome, Dad Mac. I just want to be very clear. We're not looking. I'm just letting you guys know as a point of information. It's not. We're not asking for anything more from you, right? We're just here doing this. I just want to make sure.
And we love doing this stuff.
Thank you, Dad Mac.
Yeah, it's really important to it. Do you know what? Buckshot Kid, who was first in tonight, by the way, for those that are joining late, show Moen how to stream Mania on Discord. What is he talking about there?
He wants me to stream WrestleMania this weekend on Discord.
Isn't that illegal?
Well, I mean, whether it's legal or not, it's besides the point. I have T-Mobile internet. My upload speed is
yeah. That's right. He lives in the boondocks. That's true.
Yeah. I don't have like a cable modem or anything where I can stream something. If I streamed it, it'd be like 1997 AOL, where it would just be a.
Moen would sign in, and it would be like the AOL sign would go up and go with that little tone.
You'd hear the dial tone.
Yeah, That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
What's the odds that Brett Yormark will be at WrestleMania?
100%.
Like, he's going to be involved like in WrestleMania one of these days. Like,
I guarantee one day he's going to end up on stage.
You think he's going to do a run-in?
He and Petiti. Can you imagine he and Petiti running out there? That would be WrestleMania history, man. He's the boss, baby. If you want to talk to somebody, Brett Yormark's a stud. Pat Crow. Pat Crow became a new YouTube member. Thank you very much, Pat Crow.
What's up, Pat?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
for joining us. I appreciate you doing that. Again, I would encourage everybody to, if you receive a gift, or, well, not if you give yourself a gift, but if you receive a gift, thank the person who gave it to you. And otherwise, just really become more involved in the community. Before we wind down, I want to grab one last time our Discord link to join the show. The after show. We are going to do a Discord after show. Let me create or recopy that link. I hate doing this, but you always have to generate new leaks, or put them somewhere where they're easy to copy. If you would like to join us, and then the after show, College Football Mafia after show, click on that link right now. I just posted in the comment section. Walk through the sign up. It's painless. We've locked down security. It is to the nines. It is as secure as you're going to get in any social media platform. We spent the time to build it right. It's not just a bunch of guys saying, hey, let's throw a Discord server up and talk to people. That we wanted to do it right. That's why it's taking this long. So I would encourage everybody to do that after show. As we wind down here, Ute, what's your going away statement besides the fact that Super League sucks?
So, Oregon State fans aren't very happy today. The last Wild Ute University video went public today, and there were a lot of upset Oregon State fans. I get it and stuff. Some of those videos, the information comes out, and it's if you're not at that midpoint, you're below the midpoint, and the recommendation isn't to add the school and stuff. It sucks, kind of. I understand that and everything, but really the idea with Wild Ute University is to get an accurate view of things and tell it like it is based on the data. And while that might not be popular with some fan bases and everything, try to get it right. So I still like you guys, Beef fans, Cougar fans, Wazoo Cougar fans, and everything. Despite what the video showed and stuff, that those two aren't the best fits for the Big 12. And I hope that the ACC is going to be a great landing spot for you.
Very good. Moen, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I just want to say that in spite of what I said on Moen Rants, I really do hate Notre Dame and their fans.
You do.
Yeah. Oh, my Lord. Okay. That's
no Moen After Dark this Sunday. No Moen After Dark this Sunday, guys. It's Mania weekend. I'm watching WrestleMania. It's, I limit myself to a couple wrestling pay-per-views a year, and that's one of them. So,
do you have Peacock?
Yeah, I've got Peacock. I got it on Peacock. I got that Black Friday deal where it was like $20 for the year. So
yeah, I've got Comcast here, so I've got Peacock, and it's on all the time. What WWE is, it's pretty cool actually. I don't watch it; it's been a long time, but I appreciate it. Before we leave out here, Mr. Monkey says, "Moen, why don't you read that one?"
By the way, you guys have been pronouncing my name wrong too. It's the opposite of Mosito X. You're supposed to pronounce the X that isn't there at the beginning of my name, and that's why I said it's Zamur. Monkey says that. If I've got to pronounce the X, it's going to be pronounced Zamur Monkey says.
Oh, you guys are awesome. We love the reason we do this is because we're laughing right now. This is what it's all about. We really appreciate it. On our way out, Rock and Rant says Jim Phillips is Creed in Rocky 4.
Who gets to be Drago?
Oh, I think Brett Yormark is Drago. He's pretty mean. I wouldn't want to run into him.
And I guess the Big Ten is Rocky.
And as a final party thing, make sure you do join us in Discord. We're going to probably be there for about 25 minutes. We'll talk about anything you want. And then after we leave, you can stay and chat with the people that join. Please be patient with us as you join the server. We do have to assign roles, give you guys access to stuff, but everybody gets it, and we will be doing that. I'm going to post that link one last time on our way out here so I can leave it up as we leave. Other than that, everybody have a great night. People jumping on Ute for his Wazoo, Washington State video. I would just say, look, I still maintain we do the best stuff out there. And if there's an error, it's of omission, not commission, because there's always new data that can be found. And if
there's no error in the video, FYI, there's just no error. It's just an interpretation of what
Exactly right.
criteria matters to somebody else versus what we decided. So
Right.
just
The
saying.
question, the statement that the quality of the video was less than though was complete BS. And I'll say that to
Right.
anybody. It's just garbage to say
Yeah,
that.
if you didn't like the video, just give it a thumbs down, guys, and leave an angry comment in there because it helps us in the algorithm.
So true.
Here's a what do you guys so Buckshot Kid says, I would like to see a section in Discord where people can put future conference realignment suggestions. There is a realignment text chat in there. Buckshot Kid, just type in there. Engage with people there. Put in some comments that people will want to respond to. Start a conversation. We're going to try to get people back to talking to people rather than just doing everything in text. I know it's strange, but we'd like to do a little of that. All right, guys. We love you all. We appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the new members, all the gifted memberships, and all the super chats. We want to thank everybody for being here. Moen says no Moe and Rant on Sunday. So we look forward to seeing everybody Monday night, 8 Eastern on Big West Mafia. Hopefully both Becky and Sergeant Pickles are available. Regardless, we'll have a show that night. And looking forward to what's coming up. Everybody else stay out of trouble. Have a great night. If you've been drinking, Georgia Tech. Not a lot of that tonight, but if you've been drinking, make sure you do not drive and be responsible if you can do that. We love you. Peace out, and we will see you later. Alrighty.